Hello, Monsters Bounty, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 and the second part of our Daemon Prince sort of preview playthrough type thing. It's a little short one, first 50 turns, but hopefully it'll give you an idea of what Warhammer 3 looks like, especially with the Daemon Prince. So last time we took Longship Graveyards. Yes, indeed, and as Ted is looking very dapper. He's got a big claw arm, makes doing his teeth very tricky, but that's fine because his teeth are all on the outside, so that's good, I think. Probably best not to worry about it, really. We've got some lovely lingerie on there. Look at that garter belt there, very nice, and a big torso, a spiked collar torso there, so that's good. Good. So he's looking absolutely dapper, fantastic, like it a lot. And hopefully we'll be getting more. We're going strong for Slaanesh at the moment. We've got our Doomkeepers dedicated to Slaanesh. We've got the Bay of Blades, Khorne, and the Longship Graveyard. Slaanesh. We could go a little bit Zinch, maybe, but maybe I kind of want to save Nurgle. Nurgle's my fave, and I kind of want to save him for later, so I'm going to hold off. We're going to go Slaanesh. And we've also got Huntsmaster Chad, the sort of... I've renamed him because I couldn't remember what his name was, so he's got a new name, which is fine. We don't have much money coming in, but that's okay, because, you know, we're just going to keep going for it. We're going to head to Ice Drake Fjord. We do have a little army over here, which we do need to deal with. I'm going to try and lure them into combat using Chad. Unknown pleasures, sin, depravity, and degeneracy. Pain, pleasure, and excess. Your every thought is dominated by unspeakable desires. It is only once every demon in your legion has known your dark embrace. Yep. Okay, good. How do we embrace the Nurglings? Is that en masse or is that one at a time? It feels very time consuming to do them one at a time, you know? You probably want to like do a big orgy, big Nurgling orgy. That's what I'd do. You know, tick that off right away. Don't have to do them one by one then. That just seems like more work, doesn't it? So we're going to move up here. Indeed, and we're going to lay a little ambush. And then we're going to bring little Chad. Indeed, Chad is going to just head over here, something like that, and we're going to see if we can get the ambush off there. Okay, good. The Doomkeep we're going to upgrade to the dedicated village, the village. It's going to give us more income, defensive supplies, growth, more Slaanesh corruption, and more construction slots, which of course is the main thing. And when outside the Ogre or Norscan homeland, it's also going to add walls settlement. Of course, we are not outside the Norscan or Ogre homeland. We are inside that, or at least we're in the Norscan. So there's no walls for us, but that's fine. I don't need walls. Now, okay, so they didn't actually attack Ted. Ted did not spot them, but they went for Chad anyway. But that does mean that Chad is going to be by his lonesome for 2 minutes, because it's going to take 2 minutes for our reinforcements to turn up at the battlefield, which means for those 2 minutes, Chad is going to be on his lonesome and is going to have to hold out, probably by hiding somewhere, which is not very Khorne, but tough. Chad has completed his important work, which is hiding in some trees over the other side of the battlefield. There he is. You can see him there. The enemy was hunting for him, and they got very close at one point, but he's done sterling work by... I mean, to be fair, probably should have put the sword out, mate. Can't help but feel that having a big burning sword is going to give your location away, but we were fine, and they didn't spot him, so we're okay. And now we can hunt down the enemy army. In fact, this method actually works quite nicely, because the enemy kind of like fans out to go and find your unit, and then when your reinforcements turn up, you can just sort of like hunt them down individually. So in the trees over here, we've got our Seekers of Slaanesh running down some Marauders of Horsemen. Marauders of Horsemen? Marauder Horsemen, they got a little bit too close. And then over here, we've got yet more Hellstriders of Slaanesh beating up some Marauders with javelins. I like the big swishy attacks. That's quite fun. I like that. Meanwhile, Ted is hunting down some enemies, more javelins. They've been chucking javelins at him, and he's not super impressed. Get him, lads. Oh, Ted is so much fun. Reinforcements now spilling down the hill, running down units that they find along the way. I do like the very fast Slaanesh cavalry, just hunting down units like that and then running them down. The Hellstriders actually have a buff where the more things they kill, the more physical resistance and a charge bonus they get. And they're just so quick. Running down units. Meanwhile, our infantry is engaging the enemy infantry. You can see the blood letters. And Slaanesh marauders engaging the normal marauders, the non-Slaanesh marauders. Feels a bit lacking with that blood pack. Never mind. Oh yeah, the Zinch units getting stuck in as well. Some marauders of Slaanesh helping to hunt down some enemy marauders. There we go. They're broken. So far, so good. Slaanesh cavalry moving out of the trees, running down a few units that were silly enough to engage them. And then we're getting a three-way on here as some marauders, some Chaos Warhounds, and the Slaanesh cavalry move in from the rear. Marauders are broken, and the enemy general is being hunted down. He's having a bad day. Not as bad as that guy. Now, Chad did spend a lot of time hiding behind a tree, which isn't very Khorne, and I feel like maybe we should do a big offer to Khorne as like sorry, Chad says sorry. You know, here's a whole bunch of glory. Love Chad. Kiss, kiss.
Chaos is undying.
Please forget about the whole tree thing. He's fine. I mean, Khorne, I think Khorne's a forgiving guy. I think he can, you know, he's going to look at that and be like, well, you know, it was... Needs dictated, didn't they? Needs dictated. So we'll go with Khorne there. Lovely stuff. And we've got a charmed shield for Chad. Good job. Do we just want to carry? I think we could just carry on, can't we? Can we reach that next turn? Is that within reach? It looks like it. Looks like a little bit. It looks a little bit dicey. What do we get though? We've got a new head, a bestial charging horns. Oh yes, that's good. That's good. We do have the ravaged wings. Which gives us more physical speed, but I quite like the pestilent wings of pestilence because that just sort of like does AoE damage, which is always good. We've also got muscular arms or heavy armored gauntlets. I mean that does look pretty cool. Does drop our melee attack by 15 though, but does make us more tanky. We've got bestial wings as well. Bestial. I think I'm going to stick with that. Yeah, let's stick with that. I think we're within one turn's march, so we'll move Chad up because he's kind of like the work experience kid. Gets the tea and stuff. He can be a route marcher. He's going to get maim, kill, destroy, or slaughter. It's options. We'll go maim, I think. Not sure why maim is any different than kill, but well, I guess maim is like, you know, break everything. We do have some elves. No, we definitely do. God, elves, they piss me off. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, we're going to get growing chaos, and then we're going to get unholy worship. That's the plan. Vanessa is going to get... Ooh. Let's get hysterical frenzy. Because more armor piercing and melee attack. It does make rampage, but yeah. Oh, you got 2 skill points. Right, I have blissful rapture on top of that as well then. Plot undone. Your most trusted follower drags a beaten demon before you, having caught the fiend conspiring to overthrow you. Coolly, you have cleaved the traitor's chest open. As it gasps its last, you ponder how best to use its demonic essence. We can consume its heart, which will give us more campaign movement range, or reward your follower. And Chad will get more leadership. It's kind of a hard day, isn't it? That means I can move further. It basically just gives you a trait. A trait that makes you just move further, which is pretty good. Okay, we're going to lay siege over here. Let us encircle. And seeing as we do have elves to the south, I think it's probably a good idea. Your auto-resolve will always pretty much give you a pasting if you auto-resolve a siege battle. This is a Pyrrhic victory. Yeah, it's going to wipe out a lot of stuff. So we're going to fight this battle because we won't lose anywhere near that much. Let's take this little Norscan settlement. Should be better than the auto-resolve anyway. One would hope. So people actually live here. I guess they do have little houses, don't they? And there's little huts and stuff. It looks nice. I mean, it's, you know, it's not my preference. If there was an Airbnb here, I probably wouldn't choose here to stay. But, you know, overall, beggars can't be choosers. Got Vanessa charging in and cutting up some Marauder Berserkers. I don't seem to be particularly impressed by that. Did she manage to kill 3 in one hit? Jesus. Christ, Vanessa. Ness, chill out. Ted just watching from above, just admiring the carnage. And our forces pushing further into the settlement, heading towards the capture points. The main engagement is actually down here, where several units of Nurglings, Bloodletters and Marauders of Slaanesh have engaged enemy Marauders and trying to push through the blockade. Getting picked off by essentially a tower appearing at the rear there. Meanwhile, we have the Horrors. I was hoping they'd put some units to stop the Horrors, but no, they just left the Horrors to their own devices. In fact, the Horrors have got a long way to move. Trust me, siege battles are worse with Nurgle when you've got like 27 movement speed and the Plague Bearers are in no hurry to get anywhere. These Slaanesh surging through the settlements. The capture points have different capture rates for different units. It's also based on the number of units or number of models in the capture region. But infantry capture things faster than anything else. Cavalry do it slightly slower. Monstrous infantry do it slower than them. And flying units I don't think can capture unless they are on the ground and fighting in the capture point. But the likelihood of them having more flying units in a capture point than the enemy are pretty low. But we are capturing this little supply location here. And we're moving around. This unit of spearmen is trying to, I guess, defend off the cavalry. But they don't really know which way to head in. And they're going to break formation to try and reposition. But that's going to be their mistake as they desperately try to get back into formation. But it's too late. They're not braced in time. Our cavalry charging in. Getting to surround them. And yeah, their health is going down very rapidly. They're not having a good time there. Ted has moved in to assist on this front, seeing as it was not going very well. And then Ted turned up, and things went even worse, but for the enemy this time. Job done. He flies away. His people need him. And we're trying to hunt down more units. We're going to capture these capture points. Obviously, we've got some Marauders there who can move back and capture that. Vanessa's leading more Marauders. It's like they didn't care until they realised we were going to capture that point. They were like, oh wait, no, we do need that point. Wait! Yep, Vanessa wrecking face. Meanwhile, I've got a little bit of a problem here as we were dealing with the spears, although taking a bit of damage doing it. I guess they are anti-large. How did they kill? 19? How much damage value did they get? 3, 2. Oof. Oof. Charging into the Marauders. The Horrors coming up behind. Do love the Horrors. Look at the little guys. Look at them go. They're such a weird demon. But we're going to get our Slaanesh cavalry out of there. They're getting a little bit mauled, and we're going to bring the horrors in to just spit goo all over them. Just like bleh. And that's going to do quite a lot of damage. Yeah, good. Okay, well that looks like that's dealt with. And Vanessa is finishing off the last few units. I need to bring Ted over really to help. Our units here took a lot of damage trying to clear this out, but they did manage to clear it out eventually. And now the last real holdout is this little blob of Marauder champions, who Ted is going to come and deal with. Give it the personal touch. Only seems fair. See, that tower is just hitting us all the time, and that's the danger really. It's getting stuck in a blob like this and not being able to break through it and just getting pelted all the time. He's such a showboater. Okay, that was a bit messy, but that's fine. We won. That's the main thing. Let's do another Slaanesh. I think we're going to go another Slaanesh. Ooh, Talisman of Endurance. And we've completed this little quest, so we're going to get a whole bunch of extra glory. And now we've got a mission to capture 2 provinces. God, it's never enough, is it? Never enough. What else did we get? We've got a masquerading helm. Ooh, saucy. But I think I like the gore feasts more. Plus the melee attack is quite nice. We could go with cloven hooves though. So it's going to reduce our armor, but give us more base weapon damage and charge bonus. Oh yes. Oh yes. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. And skill points. So let's go with Temptations Troops. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And we're going to give Vanessa a steed of Slaanesh to ride around on. She's got to ride something. May as well be one of them. And how much are you? 153. Not that expensive, and you're pretty good. You...
Living weapons of conquest.
Let's get one of each.
Herald of Claw.
One of every animal.
War power.
Perfect. Right, have the elves landed, or are they just still they're just still dicking about? That's fine. You can continue to dick about if you so wish. Longship graveyards. Yes, we'll upgrade you because you're fairly safe, and we can move to intercept if they decide to head in that direction anyway. And we have a commandment. We get Favour of Zinch. Chance of spreading plague. Income from all buildings. Okay, that potentially be quite nice. More control. We don't really need that, but we could do that. Recruitment cost reduction and local recruitment capacity. You know what? Let's do some corn worship. It's probably just putting blood everywhere and skulls. Just piling skulls. That's all you need to do. It's pretty easy. Ah, there we go. We are under siege.
This world.
Cheers. Absolutely fine. We'll move down and we will deal with that.
Surge across this land.
Just march. Under siege by Theodoric. And we also have some elves meandering around as well. Ah, they do like to turn up and just ruin your fun. Tell you what. Okay, let's get the Celestial Altar, because that's going to give us the access to Demonettes. Should we desire to want to recruit them. We can't recruit, I think it's the Hellash? Scourge Flail? Something? Can't remember. Anyway, hello, you want a defensive alliance and you're willing to pay me for it. I'll take that. And of course, allies in Total War 3 are so much more interesting because you can actually... If I... No, these guys. There we go. If I click on these guys, it will actually show me what they're planning. So you can see they're actually... Their plan is to attack the Altar of Spawns here, which is You know, perfect, like that. We could also see, can we ally with the...
Northmen come. Enter
Hello.
then. Are you after a drink, a fist fight, or both?
Both, I guess. You know, why not? And we'll get that as well. And now what we can do with these guys is we have this little war coordination thing, and that means we can actually build an outpost in their province, which would allow us to recruit some of their units, and as they build their settlement up, that will increase the amount of units you can recruit. You can only recruit a certain number of units, I believe, but it increases for each ally you have, and you can basically get their entire roster. So effectively, if they built this province up so they could recruit war mammoths, then we could potentially recruit war mammoths, which is pretty cool. And also being able to see like what they're actually targeting, you know, we can actually see what they're planning to do, and we can ask them to do things. We can actually see what they're aiming to achieve, and that's really important, because otherwise you don't know what they're up to. Like what do they want to do? Who knows? You know what? I'm going to move you down here. And I'm going to move you down here. If I move you there and put you in march stance, I think they'll attack, because they won't be able to see the fact that Ted is right behind. That's my plan. We've got the Tail of Many Teeth, which is going to give us some barrier hit points and armor piercing damage. I think I'm going to stick with the Armor Sentient Tail, though. That's my preference. We could upgrade. We don't have the Hellstrider's Slash yet, but we could potentially get them fairly soon. Alternatively, we could upgrade this, which would give us... Let's go with that, because that's going to give us a little bit more money. And that's my preference. Okay, we did manage to lure them into combat. I mean, Chad is going to have to hide again, but, you know, that's fine. He's good at that by now. He's used to it. Oh, there's nothing worse than wood elves. I mean, elves are bad enough, but then you add wood into the equation. Oh, they're just the worst. So, we're going to kill the ruddy lot of them. First things first, we kill their archers, because without their archers, they're basically nothing. So those Way Watchers are getting punted far, far away. And they're getting torn limb from limb, because Way Watchers are the worst, because they've got armor piercing ammo, and I don't need that in my life. So first things first, we need to kill all the archers. Now fortunately, because they were hunting for Chad, who is hiding in the trees over here again, he just becomes one with the trees in a way. I mean, minus maybe the burning swords, but he just won't put it down. So you know, what do you do? I'm just going to let it slide, because, you know, he's doing a lot of hard work, and we need him on side. So Slash Cavalry currently mopping up some units on the flank, and then they need to push down into the valley here, where the vast majority of the Wood Elf missile units are hiding, and we need to just push past the infantry and rip them all to pieces before they can shoot us full of arrows. See our Bloodletters chasing some Way Watchers, but they're going to get so many arrows in the face. I mean, it's very pretty, but still, they all need to die. So, unfortunately, we also run into some Eternal Guard, which is less than ideal. Oh, bye, mate. That's going to stink. Looks like we have them on the run. Although we're getting peppered with fire from the flanks. Fighting by the light of arrows. That's nice. If only they weren't stuck in my bodies. Never mind. Okay, that's another unit down. That's it. Run them all down. I want them all dead. I should really go to their tree and torch it. That would stop the little shits, wouldn't it? Looks like most of them are broken, running, or dead. There goes the enemy general. He can see. He probably sees Ted flying towards him. It's like, nope, I'm out. I choose life. Well, came to the wrong place then, mate. God, I hate elves. They're the worst. Let's get some Slanesh glory, because, you know, Slanesh does love tasty, tasty elf souls. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Okay, we've unlocked the Seduce Units features, which means we can pay money at the start of a battle to try to get some of their units on our sides. Basically steal them from them.
Daemon Prince.
And what do we get? Anything good? Got spiked tail armor. That is going to give us more melee attack and defense, and armor piercing weapon damage. Oh, I do just like the general. Is it better? I don't know. Okay, we're going to go for it. We could get a chaotic body. Just don't think. I just like the tempered rage. I like it. We've got a colossal mace here. We could potentially go with that. It would buff up our weapon damage quite significantly. 650. Ooh. And then, because we can't have the scythe arm, but that does then give us mortal blow and base weapon damage on top of that. So let's go with that. I like that. It's really just fun getting the little unlocking items and just trying them out and seeing what combinations you can do. Absolutely love it. We'll get more speeds. And the elves have run away, which is good. Do we think we can... I'm just gonna... Let's just book it down here. Oh, bit of I noticed there's a graphical bug around here. I don't know what it is around this area. I once had a naked demonette. She wasn't wearing any clothes. Despite what you think about demonettes, they do often wear clothes. So, submitted that as a bug. Anyway, so I'm going to get more income because I could use it. Should be good. And so we've got these Marauders of Slanesh with Hell Scourges now. So these guys, okay, so they've got... So what's the difference between them and these guys then? Let's pin that. Has I pinned it? Yeah. Yeah? Oh, okay, so these guys have got way more melee defense. They're just they're just way more tanky. Like, they're a much better meat shield. So you know what? I'm gonna merge that, and I'm gonna get rid of these three. I'm gonna get rid of the Nurglings because I'm just not using them, and then I'm gonna recruit one of those because I don't have enough money to do anything else. As per usual, I've forgotten to check how much money I had before I just started recruiting shit. Classic me. Oh well, never mind. These things happen. Now, let's see if Theodoric is actually going to attack us or run away. I'm guessing he might run away. I think the elves will probably run away. Yeah, he ran away. Of course he did. And the elves have just legged it. And we do have our allies actually building an outpost in our settlement that will give us a garrison. So it'll give us some additional units to use, which is quite fun. Theodoric is at the very edge of where we can move to. So if we attack him, he'll just retreat. So what we'll do is we'll move up like this. We'll ambush, and then we'll bring Chad up to basically lure him in so we can stab him repeatedly. And we'll give Vanessa a Deadly Blades. There we go. So, Bay of Blades is fine. It should be noted that when you're under siege, your units will start taking attrition damage immediately, just very, very slowly. And yeah, the elves are fleeing in this direction. So, my problem is the AI is both very aggressive and also absolutely terrified of engaging your armies. See, he didn't even... I think he probably spotted me, didn't he? Did he spot me? He did. He spotted me. He knew what I was up to. Well, as soon as we want to head in this direction anyway, let's head in this direction and see if we can lure him into a little ambush again. If we can, that'll get rid of those armies. The Wood Elves are fleeing, but at least that, you know, they'll have to flee back here, replenish, and they'll be back. But maybe one day I'll go over there and torch their stupid bloody tree. But today is not that day. I need more money to recruit more guys with Hell Scourges, because those guys are tanky boys for some reason. I don't know. Ah, there we go. Can I just... I'll take that. Okay, one less Northern army to worry about. At least for the moment. Ooh, hang on. This is a bit of a game changer. Have we got 2 scythe arms? Yes. Yes. Oh my god, picking your nose is now a lethal activity. Holy shits. Is that better? I genuinely don't know. We do have a Chaos Blade as well. So 2-hand weapon. It says 7. So we got 630 at the moment. So we've got 390 base and 240 armor piercing. So if I take that, and then we go with... We went with that one, didn't we? So we got 650, 400, 250. So it's probably better to have the mace. But I do like the scythe arms. Like the scythe arms, that's doing something to me right there. We could also go with the Chaos Blade. That would give us 700. Give us 600. 330, 270. It would be nice if you could see, because it's showing us what we get with the current equipment, but obviously we can't have the scythe arm. I think the mace is probably better. Which is a shame, because I would love the scythe arms, and potentially you could go with the scythe arms if you so wished. I'm going to go for the maximum amount of weapon strength that we can get. I'm going to get, you know, reduction in recruitment costs would actually be quite nice. And also, these guys over here don't like us either. We've got a mission to... What do we need to do? Raise or sack the following, and if we do it within 5 turns, we get even more money. I'm in. You son of a bitch. I'm in. We will encircle it, and we'll bring Chad in to come and give a little help, because, you know, he needs the experience. He's following old Ted around. He's getting that experience. It's really good. We'll do a little sack. We'll get loads more money. This is looking pretty good so far. Oh! Can we get back to our own territory? Holy shit, I think we can. And then we can replenish. Yes, I mean, it's not much replenishment. I do think that the Daemon Prince faction struggles a bit with replenishment, because you don't have any agents that do replenishment, and you don't have, I mean, other than encampment, you don't even have any like skills that do replenishment. I don't think. It's reinforcement, attrition, income from raiding. That is upkeep reduction for those units. That's for the Lord. Maybe you do, but it'd be so far down the tree. I genuinely don't think you do, which is a bit of a bugger. It does mean that replenishing is an absolute nightmare for this faction. I don't really know how to fix that problem, to be honest. It just is a problem, and I don't know what to do about it. Let's get you back over here. You can be a... Yeah, so you get casualty replenishment. You get it. Ted, though? Does Ted get replenishment? Does he shit? Does he bollocks? As far as I can see, anyway. I mean, we could go with... more, I mean, that's only 1%, up to 5% casual replenishment. No, let's get more money, because then I can get some decent units. Because what we're going to do is we're going to jump forward in time, because I've only got a certain number of minutes I can do for this campaign, and as such, I want to show you the Realms of Chaos.
Daemon Prince.
And some other cool stuff like that. And that will turn up around about turn 30, I think. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little break here. And then tomorrow's episode is going to be all about going to the Realms of Chaos and the mechanics for getting there and getting to the survival battle and then completing the survival battle and acquiring the 4 demon souls you need to get to the Forge of Souls and Be'lakor. But that is going to have to wait until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.